What's good? What's happening? Welcome to another segment of the NBA Five. As always, I'm Kwame Fisher-Jones, joined by my man, E.T. Everett Terry Jr.
Always
man, I
here.
beat to a pulp every Saturday afternoon.
I need you to stop spewing lies with your
It's
alternative
true.
facts.
It's the holiday season. It's
Alternative facts? That's what you're giving out this year?
Whether you alter the facts or whether you accept them, they're still facts.
No, they're not. If they're alternative
Just
facts,
because you say
they're
they're not.
lies.
All right, look. Speaking of alternative facts, let's jump from fact to opinion.
Okay.
The Boston Celtics are rolling. They're 9-0. They're 9-0 in the month of November. Just pause on that for a second. They're undefeated for the month, not the week, not on the road, but for the month.
They got some pretty impressive wins in there.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that
Yeah.
because your esteemed co-host told you that when Gordon Hayward would go down, that team would roll and that they would roll pretty well without him. How impressed are you with the Boston Celtics? Let's start there.
I'm more impressed with the fact that they're bringing it every night and that Kyrie is emerging as this leader that everybody questioned he wasn't.
Well, still early.
And therein is my point.
It's still
he
early.
emerged as a leader that a lot of people question about whether or not he had this skill set, but he's clearly leading a group of guys. You're getting above marginal play from both Tatum and Brown. And this also speaks to the value of Brad Stevens as a coach. Brad Stevens, in my opinion, is a top 3 coach in the NBA.
Well, I beat that to a drum, and I think you would agree with me that I beat
agree.
that to a drum. I am a Brad Stevens fan.
I like him too.
But you said something that piqued my interest. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are playing, you said, above
marginal expectations for two guys that weren't expected to do quality minutes.
I disagree. We can roll the tape back on that. I said Jaylen Brown would play well.
Brown, but nobody expected Tatum to play the level he was because he was going to be splitting minutes with Hayward.
Yeah.
He wasn't expected to be a guy playing. And losing Hayward, even I said, listen, I doubt they're even a top 4 team without Hayward because they're basically an average team with Kyrie. And we've seen what Kyrie looked like on an average team. He was a team that was, below 500 for most of his career in Cleveland. With him and a bunch of role players, which is what they have in Boston. Slightly better role players, but role players nonetheless. There's not another star on that team. Al Horford is a shell of himself.
He's an all-star, though.
Come on.
He didn't play with any all-stars in Cleveland. But
Come on.
Look, I'll bite the bullet here.
Right.
I didn't think Jason Tatum was this good.
I didn't either.
I'm not even going to say but I didn't think he was as good, as poised, as polished, as aggressive, as intelligent.
He's an NBA-ready player.
And that trade is looking worse and worse for Philly. We can keep pumping that Markelle Fultz hasn't played yet.
Right.
But let me throw this nugget out there, too, and we'll come right back to the Celtics. The Celtics, now, Rose down, Celtics win 55 games, and Tatum starts 65 of those games. You're looking at the Rookie of the Year in Jason Tatum. And you can't take the trophy. If he's a starter on a 1 or 2 seeded team in the Eastern Conference, and he's giving you 17 points, because I do a segment on the 76er Files every week called Ben Simmons versus Everybody. Nice little plug there. And I posed Ben Simmons against the other rookies in the NBA, and the only one
Ben Simmons would win Rookie of the Year, and there's no way Tatum outplay.
I don't think so. On a 55-win team.
Okay.
We just watched a guy that averaged 10 points a year beat out Dario Saric.
But you're not catching my point, though. The only reason that the Sixers are sniffing around 500 is because of Ben Simmons. Embiid has had
100.
moments where he's played well, but Ben Simmons was almost averaging a triple-double the first
I don't want to change the narrative.
7-8 games of his career.
When we'll talk about that in
we'll get to
another
that.
show. But I look at Jason Tatum and I see a rookie that's not that even when he hits the rookie wall, he's still going to produce. He's a better than average defender.
He also has no pressure. He's playing in a system where Kyrie is the guy, Al Horford is the guy. He's the third, maybe fourth option. It's like saying, hey, look at how great.
He's the second offensive option. They run plays for him.
Fair. But what I'm saying to you is when you look at the scoring output, he's the third option.
17 a game, though. 17, you can't just 17 a game.
Listen,
Simmons is averaging 17.
Right, but Simmons is also having the ball in his hand a whole lot more, and he's also creating for other players and playing both ends of the ball. It's a little different. They're two different players, two different skill sets, two different schemes. But in looking at how good he's playing and looking at how good that he stepped right in and almost filled the void of what a Gordon Hayward gives you. He doesn't have the outside shooting of a Hayward, but they're making up for it.
He's
Kyrie's
athletic. And I like Gordon Hayward. I'm
a big fan of Gordon Hayward. I hope he comes back and he's able to be productive and play at a high level. But you're talking at least maybe 2 years before he gets back, because that's how long it took Paul George from an injury similar. So you look at it like if he's him. Yeah, they probably will. So if you're looking at it like he's 2 years away, who's going to be the guy that fills in? And right now it looks like it could be Jason Tatum. So Listen, I like him. I'm a fan of him. I like his game coming out. I think that he's a good fit for that scheme. I think that Danny Ainge again, master of disaster in disguise, got over again in another trade, clearly based on what we've seen so far. Jory obviously is still out. We'll have to see what it is long term, but in the short term, it absolutely clearly looks like he got over.
Tatum would have been, if he's, I hate ifs because ifs and woods are bricks on the road to failure. Bottom line, though, Tatum with the Sixers, a team that desperately needs perimeter scoring. That's why they drafted Fultz. But I want to fast forward here. Are the Boston Celtics a legitimate, not Eastern Conference championship contender, title championship contender?
No. They're not beating Golden State in 7 games. They can beat them one. Listen,
Why not?
The Atlanta Hawks swept, and I'll say it again, swept was it the Miami Heat or the Cleveland Cavaliers? I don't recall. Whoever it was. Listen to what I'm saying. The year that they had the best record in the Eastern Conference, and they smacked Cleveland up all year, then got in the playoffs and got stomped. I don't care about what you do in the regular season. Do it when you have to go head-to-head against the same team and win 4 out of 7. They're not good enough to beat the Golden State Warriors. I don't even think, to be honest with you, they're good enough to beat the Houston Rockets. I might give you the Spurs because we don't know what Kawhi is going to be right now at this point, and they're sputtering. But I don't think that they're better than the Rockets or Golden State, who are going to be the 2 teams, one of the 2 teams that are in the finals.
The Rockets aren't one of those 2 teams, but I'll let you finish your point.
They're going to be one of it ain't those Clippers that you loved 3 weeks ago who are now 6 games below 500. Listen, the point I'm making is
you couldn't wait to get that.
I couldn't wait to get it because you were all excited when they had the best record in the West. I said, give it time.
500? Yeah, because they just lost last night.
Yeah. So the point I'm making is
Doc needs that lifeboat, boy.
Listen,
Doc needs that lifeboat, boy. It's going to get dark.
Cream rises. Right now it looks good, but as long as there's this one guy in the East called LeBron, you never count him out to get to the finals until he gets to a place that he can't play at a high level. And the way he's been playing over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm still, and listen, I'll be the first person to tell you, I'm not the biggest LeBron fan in the world. But if I'm giving him credit saying, listen, I can't count him out until I actually see somebody beat them in a 7-game series, that's who I'm going to go with as the favorite.
All right, let me sneak this in there. Pressed against it. When the season started, I felt the Celtics would be a 1 or 2 seed in the Eastern Conference, lose in the first round of the playoffs. I'm now going to back off of that projection, which is something I never do.
Right.
I am watching a maestro in Brad Stevens. I am watching a coaching staff that is developing players. I am watching a coaching staff put players in position to be successful, and I am watching a team where confidence levels are high. That's not going to change.
Right.
They'll probably finish the month of November with 1 loss, if that. That's going to translate over. You've got young guys that are smelling themselves. You've got young guys that are playing through adversity with Jaylen Brown. That's not going to change. Not only is this team deep on the wing, they're athletic on the wing. That presents problems for Golden State. You saw Steph Curry, was he 3 for 14? That rarely happens, except when he goes up against a team with deep and athletic wings, because then they can beat him up. And Steph Curry doesn't like to get hit. And when you beat up Steph Curry, then that means that ball doesn't move as fast. So then you have players running ISOs, i.e. Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and it takes away from the Golden State Warriors' success. I believe, unless Cleveland makes a move, as the reigning LeBron James biggest fan in the room,
agreed,
Boston going to win the Eastern Conference. And Boston is a legitimate championship contender. And unless Cleveland makes a move, it's going to get dark and ugly.
On November the 18th, we're documenting that. Book it, Dano.
Cleveland's going to make a move.
Write it down.
Cleveland's going to make a move.
Yeah, don't make a move.
I'll eat deep fried turkey and Cleveland will make a move. That's it for this segment of NBA Files. We'll be right back. Evan Terry, Kwame, Fisher Jones. Catch us next time. Peace.